Mykelti has reacted to Robin and Cody's house listing, and I have some things I would like to say about all this house tour backlash since my Facebook group keeps getting brought into the conversation for some reason. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry guys, I have a full busy day at work, but I wanted to get my thoughts out, so this video is going to be a voiceover. Mykelti and Tony have been doing their Patreon watch-alongs on Thursdays lately, and it was last Thursday that the McMansion listing went public. So naturally, Mykelti and Tony's patrons couldn't wait to get their thoughts on the listing. Well, that was unfortunately going to have to wait as life happens. All of us parents know the struggle is real. One of their twins took a tumble, and out of an abundance of caution, Mykelti spent the evening in the ER instead of doing the watch-along. Obviously, Patreon can wait. Kids come first. She has reported that all of her kids are happy and healthy and thriving in North Carolina. It's just kids are kids and they're always testing the safety limits. And I have a 16-month-old. I witness this on the daily. So I am happy to hear no serious injuries were sustained. Last Thursday, Tony was on for about 15 minutes or so just to let everyone know what was going on when people told him about the listing. He ended up pulling it up and it completely took him by surprise. And now a week later, we have Mykelti's reaction. So a subscriber asked Mykelti if she had seen the listing, and these were her takes. Mykelti said she had mixed feelings about them selling the house. Ultimately, though, she feels like selling the house is really good for them. The house is massive, and she knows it wasn't their dream home. It was just the house that had enough rooms at the time that they needed a house. Then Mykelti speculates, what does it mean? Are you moving to Utah? Are you building on the property? Are you trying to sell it now because you already have something on the property that nobody knows about? Mykelti says she feels like she's going to get a huge insight into her dad's life from watching the show because she doesn't actually know what's going on. And it's like, ouch, dude, that's sad. Mykelti also says her guess is they're probably downsizing because they have 2 kids in college. 1 kid graduated college. She says she doesn't 100% know. She thinks Aurora and Brianna will stay living at home because that was always her parents' intention, was for kids to be able to live at home while going to school. That is interesting to me because I remember Cody saying stuff like that back when Logan was looking at schools. But he seemed to have a really different viewpoint when talking to Janelle about Gabe and Garrison. So it's interesting if he has a change of heart yet again for Aurora and Brianna. Mykelti says she doesn't know what's going on, but she wishes she did know. When it was brought up that the rumor is that Cody and Robin are actually going to be getting a bigger house, Mykelti thought maybe they were moving Robin's mom in, but that was just speculation. And Mykelti and Tony just spent the weekend at the beach with Janelle and Maddie and her family. So do I think that the house listing was a topic of conversation? For sure I do. Then someone brought up the TikTok creator Akira and the content that she's been making about touring the McMansion. And Mykelti found it, brought it up on TikTok, briefly watched some of it, and then decided that she would watch it later off camera. She essentially said that touring a home for sale is legit, but she feels like going through her family's stuff completely crosses a line, and I agree with that completely. With that being said, I just wanted to discuss this whole house tour backlash for a minute or two. And the only reason why I'm speaking on this is because my private Facebook group keeps getting brought up in conversation. So I just wanted to clarify some things. We need to go back in history a little bit. I started my YouTube channel in September of 2020. And actually on September 11th, my channel will be celebrating its 4th anniversary. To give a brief history of myself as a content creator, I started my Instagram in November of 2019, and I called myself 90 Days After Lockup. My intention was to cover the shows, wait for it, 90 Day Fiance and Love After Lockup. I used my Instagram mostly just to meme the shows, and that's really how I grew my following in the beginning. I decided I didn't really want to niche that far down into only covering 2 shows. I wanted to open myself up to covering reality TV in general, so that is when I rebranded as Reality Squad. When I started my YouTube channel, I made videos on 90 Day Fiancé, Love After Lockup, Seeking Sister Wife, and Sister Wives, really all things WeTV and TLC. I also, regrettably, dabbled in making commentary videos on other content creators, including John Yates and Katie Joy of Without a Crystal Ball. This is a regret of mine, and here's why. I learned pretty early on that is not how I wanted to grow my channel. I did not want to be the kind of channel that earned clicks and views by bringing down other content creators. I've seen content creators get into beefs with each other, and honestly, it just ends up pissing off subscribers because for the most part, that's not why people are following them. A year or so ago, I actually had a private conversation with Katie Joy on Instagram, and I apologized for making commentary, and I wanted to include a message that I sent to her. And I actually just looked up when this conversation was, and this was September 13th of 2023, so it was almost exactly a year ago. So I said to her, full transparency, I made a few videos on you years ago when I was first starting out before I ever started covering Sister Wives. I was finding my footing on YouTube. I removed those videos long ago. It's not my place to be the arbiter of what content people enjoy. I have made a conscious effort to not cover other YouTube creators because there is space for us all. I've seen some of your recent videos, and I know you were dealing with a health issue that took you off camera for a bit. I hope you are healing well. On my channel, I will only ever cover reality TV and true crime related stories. Staying out of the creator drama is where I like to stay. Best to you, Sarah. We ended up having a cordial back and forth about how we share a lot of viewers, and then we ended up wishing each other well. And it's actually really important to me to not engage in any creator drama, so I'm disappointed that my Facebook group has gotten caught up in all of this house tour mess. I have a private Facebook group as a place for viewers of my YouTube channel to be able to discuss reality TV with each other. The reason why it's private is because there's a lot of spam on Facebook, so it's just a way for myself and the moderators to be able to make sure that a ton of bot accounts aren't joining the page. My Facebook group has less than 3,000 members, so it's not a very big group. When the McMansion was listed, I had a member of our group reach out to me to let me know that they actually made an appointment to go view the property because they're looking at investment properties in the area already. This content creator, Akira, is not a member of my Facebook group as far as I know, or at least she's not an active participant because I haven't seen her comment in there before. I don't know how she got linked up with the member of my group that I talked to, but from my understanding, she asked if she could go with, and my group member said that that was okay. And I'm fairly positive that my group member that I talked to regrets that now. When I made my last video, I did not know the extent of Akira's actions in the house. I credited her and linked her channel in my last video because she did go with the person from my group, and I always like to credit appropriately. I have since removed that portion of my video because I absolutely and unequivocally condemn going through people's personal things. I think that that crossed a line. And from the conversations that I have had with my group member, she had no idea Akira was doing that. My group member was busy discussing actual logistics with their realtor because they are a serious potential buyer. I think there has been some confusion about the member from my group who wrote that post that I read in my last video. She does not appear in any of Akira's videos. That blonde woman is Akira's friend Denise. My group member did not go through any of the Brown family's drawers or anything like that, and she is also not named Denise, nor is she blonde. She did check out the Sub-Zero fridge and open some of the closet doors, but that was in an effort to check out the condition of the home and the appliances that were being sold with the home. The member of my group that I have had conversations with is a serious buyer and is getting ready to put an offer on another property in Flagstaff. Because she is an actual legitimate buyer, she wasn't really paying attention to what Akira was doing, and I'm fairly positive that she regrets that now. My group member wrote up a post for our private Facebook group with no intention of everything blowing up. I actually asked her if I could read her post in a video, and she said that I could. She just would prefer if I blocked her name out, and I said, absolutely. When her post started getting conflated unfairly with Akira's content, I made a post in my Facebook group, and this is what I said. Hey there, just wanted to stop by and say a little something about all of this house tour stuff. I personally don't see any issue with going to see a public housing listing. I know people who go to check out homes for sale in their neighborhood to see comps all the time. People acting like these ladies snuck into their house need to come down off their soapboxes, in my opinion. With that being said, going through someone's drawers is definitely not cool. Reality Squad group member did not do this. Checking out the fridge is understandable since it's an appliance being sold with the house. I can't speak to why Akira went to view this listing, but I know for certain the member of this group that went is legitimately about to purchase property in Flagstaff. Regarding Without a Crystal Ball, I know she is a polarizing figure in the community, but there are members of this group that watch her videos, and I don't want anyone to ever feel bad for who they follow. I'd like to get back to not bashing other creators now that people have vented their frustrations. I don't believe anything from this group was shared with malice. I believe it was just an instance of sharing some tea. I so appreciate the real estate feedback that realtors will often embellish about why a seller is selling. Call me naive, but that never really occurred to me before. LOL. Can't wait to see where the Romeo and Juliet of polygamy end up next. Much love. It seems like a whole 5 minutes passed, and then my post was being read on TikTok Live. Fabulous. So much for me believing that stuff from my group wasn't being shared with malice, but such is life. My intention was not to bait anyone into creator drama, nor will I allow myself to be baited into any kind of beef. So this is the only time I'm going to speak on this on my channel. And really, I mostly just wanted to defend the member of my group and clear things up because there seems to be some misinformation being reported. Like I said, the member of my Facebook group is not in any of Akira's videos, and she does not condone any of Akira's actions. If you take issue with what Akira did, speak on that, but please leave my Facebook group out of it. I am assuming that going forward, NDAs will be in place for any more appointments with potential buyers. If you have made it this far in the video, I'm so happy you watched, and if you feel so inclined and haven't yet, subscribe to watch more. I appreciate your support always, and I will not engage in fellow creator bashing. It is not my place to dictate who has acceptable content to consume. That is a decision you all can make for yourselves. All right, you guys, thanks for your time. Have a good one. Much love.